Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the 2025 Ford Everest.
The Everest, right. Interesting vehicle.
Yeah, I've seen some of the early buzz, and what's really intriguing, I think, is how Ford's trying to position it. It's more than just another SUV,
They seem to be aiming higher.
Exactly. They're talking power, elegance, innovation. Designed for tough off-road stuff and comfortable city driving.
That classic do-it-all promise.
Right, trying to redefine that whole concept.
Yeah.
And we've got a great source to guide us, a comprehensive piece from Cars Press.
Ah, yes. They usually cover things pretty thoroughly. Design, performance, reliability.
The works. So our mission, like always, is to pull out the key insights, give you the shortcut to really knowing what this vehicle's about.
Sounds good. Where do we start? The look.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
First impressions. How does the Everest, announce itself?
It definitely has presence.
Yeah, it's all about making that striking impression. Visually, these muscular lines really catch your eye. They hint at the capability underneath.
It doesn't look soft.
Not at all.
Hmm.
And up front, you can't miss that big grille. Lots of chrome. And those LED daytime running lights, they give it a real signature on the road.
Makes it recognizable.
Totally. It looks ready for adventure, wide body, big off-road tires. But what I find clever is they've also worked in aerodynamic details.
Oh, so it's not just about looking tough.
Right. It's for efficiency, too, fuel
Yeah.
consumption. It's this interesting blend of rugged and refined right from the get-go.
Indeed, and that blend carries right through to the inside, which is quite impressive.
Okay, so stepping inside.
Yeah, what's striking is how they managed to mix that luxury feel with real utility. You've got high-quality materials.
Like what?
Things like soft velvet, natural leather, some polished aluminum accents, even elegant wooden panels in places. It's a very modern design.
Nice.
But everything, button placement, materials, it feels like it's designed to help the driver focus but also be comfortable. Makes long trips easier.
Comfort is key.
Definitely. And to set the mood, there's adjustable ambient lighting. 10 different colors.
Oh, customization.
Yeah, personalize the feel, day or night. And crucially, the sound insulation is really advanced.
So it's quiet.
Remarkably quiet, even at high speeds. It makes the cabin feel like a sanctuary, really. Good for long journeys or just escaping the noise.
A sanctuary. I like that.
Uh-huh.
What about seating? How many people can you fit?
Well, you've got options, great flexibility there. Either 7 passengers, that's a 2-3-2 layout.
Standard 3-row setup.
Right. Or you can get a 5-passenger version, just 2-3 if you don't need the third row.
And the comfort level of those seats.
Up front, it's top-notch. Ventilated seats, heated and cooled, and get this, massage function.
Massage seats. In an Everest. Wow.
Yeah. Makes those long drives much better. In the back, plenty of legroom, adjustable backrests. The third row, if you have it, is flexible, good for kids or, extra luggage.
Practical.
Very. And another practical touch, all the seats are upholstered with stain and wrinkle-resistant materials. Double stitching, too. Built to last, built for real life.
Stain resistant? That's smart for families or adventures. Okay, massage seats are tempting, but you mentioned luggage.
Yeah.
How practical is it for hauling gear?
Surprisingly practical, actually. Let's talk cargo.
Yeah, the numbers.
Okay. Behind the third row, you get 480 liters, which is pretty decent already.
Enough for groceries or a couple of bags.
Right. But fold that third row down,
Yeah.
jump up to 1,200 liters. Quite a bit more space.
That's significant. Weekend trips, sports gear.
Exactly. And if you need maximum space, fold down the second and third rows. You unlock a massive 2300.
Whoa. Okay, that's almost fan-like.
It's huge. And it's smartly designed, too. There's a 2-level adjustable floor in the back, removable dividers, even a 220-volt power outlet back there.
A power outlet. For what?
Charging gear on the go, power tools, maybe a small fridge for camping. Very handy.
Clever.
And a touch of luxury, the electric tailgate with hands-free opening.
The footwave thing.
Exactly. Super convenient when your hands are full of stuff.
Okay, so comfortable, practical. What about the brains? The tech side of things.
Right, the tech. When you get inside, that's what really grabs you. The centerpiece is this huge 15.5-inch touchscreen, SYNC5.
15.5. That is big. SYNC5, that's Ford's latest system.
Yeah, latest generation, really fast processor, very intuitive interface, makes everything nav, climate feel super smooth.
Does it play nice with phones?
Absolutely. Seamless integration with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, plus voice commands.
What can you control with voice?
Climate, navigation, even the interior lighting. Pretty comprehensive.
Okay. What about passengers? Any tech for them?
Yep, there's an additional 10.1-inch digital screen in the rear for them.
Keep the kids happy on long trips.
Or adults. And plenty of modern conveniences. Fast wireless charging up front, USB-C ports in all rows.
USB-C everywhere, finally.
Keeps everyone powered up. And for the audio files.
Ah, the sound system, what is it?
It's a B&O system. Bang & Olufsen.
Oh, nice. Premium brand.
Very. 12 speakers, 3D technology. It gives you this really immersive sound experience. Turns the cabin into, like, a concert hall.
Sounds good. Any future-proofing built-in.
Yes, and this is important. It has over-the-air updates. OTA.
So it gets updates like a smartphone.
Pretty much. New features, software fixes, safety improvements, pushed directly to the car. No need to visit the dealer for every little thing. Keeps the system current.
That's a big plus. Avoids the system feeling dated quickly.
Exactly. And what's really impressive about the tech here is just how, well, integrated it is for everyone in the car, not just the driver.
Right. It feels very holistic. Okay, so we've got the looks, the comfort, the tech. But what actually moves this thing? Let's talk performance. The engine.
The brawn behind the beauty is
exactly. What's under the hood?
It's a 2.3-liter EcoBoost turbo engine. 4-cylinder.
EcoBoost, Ford's turbo brand.
Power figures. Puts out a respectable 300 horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque.
Okay, 420 newton-meters, a good torque figure, important for us.
Pulling power, exactly. Getting off the line, towing, climbing hills, especially off-road, that torque really matters.
Drive options, rear wheel, all wheel.
You get options. Rear-wheel drive is available or four-wheel drive. And apparently some markets even get a hybrid version.
Interesting. A hybrid Everest. And the transmission.
It's paired with a 10-speed automatic.
10 speeds. Smooth shifting.
Should be. And it has shift-on-the-fly technology. Meaning you can switch between drive modes like 2WD for the highway to save fuel, then shift into 4WD high if it gets slippery.
Without stopping the vehicle.
Exactly, without stopping. Super practical when conditions change suddenly.
Yeah, that is handy. How does it feel performance-wise? Acceleration.
Well, the numbers say 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 7.8 seconds.
Okay, pretty brisk for a vehicle this size.
Yeah, not bad. Top speed is electronically limited to 190 kilometers. More about stability and efficiency than outright speed.
Makes sense. What about fuel efficiency then? What are we looking at?
The claimed mixed consumption rate is around 9.5 liters per 100 kilometers.
Okay. And the tank size? Range?
It's got an 80-liter fuel tank. So, theoretically, you could get a driving range up to maybe 840 kilometers.
That's a good range for road trips. Let's stop it.
And the ride quality. How does it handle bumps and loads?
Yeah, is it truck-like or more refined?
They've aimed for balance. It has independent rear suspension.
Okay, that helps with comfort on paved roads, right? Absorbs bumps better.
Exactly. Gives it more of a car-like feel in normal driving. Up front, it uses a McPherson strut suspension, but they say it's improved to handle heavy loads.
So, robust enough for cargo or towing, but still comfortable.
That's the goal. The McPherson strut is a common, robust design, good for handling forces from rough terrain or heavy loads while keeping things stable.
Right. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. Off-road capability. It looks the part, but can it deliver?
Well, it has Ford's terrain management system.
The mode selector dial.
Right. Dedicated modes for different conditions: sand, mud, snow, rock. It adjusts the engine response, transmission, suspension settings.
Tailors the vehicle to the terrain.
Precisely. Plus, it has trail control.
What's that? Like cruise control for off-road?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
It automatically manages your speed on rough terrain, low speeds, so you can just focus on steering through the tricky bits.
That sounds useful for less experienced off-roaders, or even experienced ones on tough trail.
Definitely takes some stress out of it. And the other specs back up the capability. Ground clearance is 225 millimeters.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's quite decent. Enough to clear most obstacles on trails or maybe even handle some minor flooding on city streets.
Good point. What about angles and towing?
It has good approach and departure angles for climbing over things, and the towing capacity is impressive, up to 3,500 kilograms.
3,500 kilograms. That's enough for a serious boat or caravan.
Absolutely. It's built to haul, no doubt about it. It really backs up that adventure-ready image.
Okay, so it's capable. But for a vehicle like this, family adventures, safety is absolutely critical. How does it stack up there? And reliability.
Huge considerations, yeah. Let's talk safety first. The signs are good. It's received a 5-star Euro NCFP rating, based on preliminary models anyway.
5 stars, that's the top rating.
It is, and the scores within that are high. 93% for adult occupant protection, 89% for child protection, 82% pedestrian, and a really strong 95% for its assistance systems.
Wow, 95% for assistance systems is impressive. How does it achieve that? Structure, airbags.
Both. It uses a high-strength steel chassis, about 40% of the structure, with specific zones designed to absorb impact energy. And it's got 8 airbags.
8. Where are they all?
Front side curtain airbags that cover the side windows, and even airbags for rear passengers. Pretty comprehensive protection.
Good to know. And the electronic safety kits, the ADS features.
Packed with them. You get intelligent emergency braking, detects pedestrians and cyclists, lane keeping assist that can actually nudge the steering.
Actively helps you stay in lane.
Yeah. Blind spot detection with rear cross traffic alerts, super useful when backing out of parking spots. Adaptive cruise control, of course.
The usual suspects for modern safety. Anything else stand out?
It also has 360-degree cameras with a smart parking system, driver alert system to detect drowsiness, lane departure warning. It's a full suite.
Okay, sounds very safe on paper. But this raises that important question. Real-world reliability. Any known issues or common problems we should be aware of?
Right, the practical side. Look, any complex vehicle can have issues. And while the Everest is built on the Ranger platform, which is generally seen as robust, some issues have cropped up, naturally, mostly minor things. There have been some software glitches reported.
Like the infotainment system.
Sometimes, yes. But also things like the rear camera display having problems that actually led to some recalls. Issues with the window auto-reverse function, brake system software bugs.
Okay, software gremlins, anything mechanical.
There were reports of tail shaft vibrations on some earlier models. That was traced to a supplier defect and also resulted in recalls.
Good that they caught it and recalled. Any other minor niggles?
Some owners noted a malfunctioning mode selector dial, the 4WD selector, and occasional parking brake error messages popping up.
Annoying, but maybe not deal breakers if fixed. What about performance nuances?
Some reviewers felt that while the standard engine is good, the larger V6 diesel offered in some markets felt, stronger, more effortless power.
That's often the case. Bigger engine feels better.
Right. Also, the rear suspension, while comfortable overall, can feel a bit stiff, especially when the vehicle is empty, without load back there.
A common trait for vehicles designed to carry weight.
True, and a minor point, but some found the side mirrors a bit narrow compared to rivals.
Okay. You mentioned recalls. Anything specific prospective buyers should look out for on a 2025 model, even if it's technically new?
Well, since it's largely a continuation, it's worth knowing about past recalls that might have affected vehicles produced around this time, or where fixes might be needed.
Such as?
There was a cam chain defect noted in some V6 diesel engines affecting Ranger and Everest models from 22 to 25. The rear camera software errors we mentioned affected 21 to 24 models. Same for the window auto-reverse software, 22-24.
Any safety-critical recalls?
There was one concerning issue where rear doors could potentially fail to open from the inside, trapping passengers. That was also addressed via recall.
Yikes. Okay, so the advice is?
Crucial advice. Always check the vehicle identification number, the VIN, of any specific Everest you're considering buying, new or used.
Why?
To confirm its recall status. Make sure any necessary recalls have been performed. It gives you that complete peace of mind. Ford dealerships can check this for you.
Excellent point. Essential homework for any buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shifting gears slightly, let's talk practicalities for ownership. Warranty.
Ford offers a pretty comprehensive package for the Everest. The main warranty covers mechanical and electrical faults for 5 years or 150,000 kilometers, whichever comes first.
5 years, 150K kilometers. That's quite generous, especially the mileage.
It is. And beyond that specific coverage, you usually get Ford's standard warranties too, like a new vehicle limited warranty, often 3 years, 36,000 miles in some markets.
Okay.
Then powertrain and safety restraint systems usually get 5 years or 60,000 miles. And a good corrosion warranty, typically 5 years with unlimited mileage.
Unlimited mileage on corrosion is good. Roadside assistance?
Usually included too, often for 5 years or 60,000 miles. It's a solid package overall. Gives you confidence.
Definitely takes some worry out of ownership. Now, how does the Everest fit into the wider market? Who are its main rivals?
The competition. It's a tough segment. You've got the big players.
Like the Toyota Fortuner.
Exactly. Fortuner's known for strong diesel engines at legendary Toyota durability, but the interior can feel a bit less refined compared to the Everest.
Okay, Fortuner, tough, maybe less plush. Who else?
Mitsubishi Pajero Sport, often comes in at a competitive price point, has a capable 4WD system, but maybe less powerful engines, and the tech might not be as cutting edge.
Isuzu MUX.
MUX has a strong diesel engine option, built on a robust frame. But the design is perhaps more traditional, infotainment, maybe a step behind.
What about Nissan or Chevy?
Nissan Terra offers a decent turbo diesel, some comfort features, but towing capacity might be lower, fewer off-road modes than Everest. Chevrolet Trailblazer looks bold, good safety tech.
Yeah.
But maybe a smaller service network in some places, less cargo space.
Anyone else?
The Volkswagen Terramont, or Atlas in some markets. That one definitely leans towards luxury inside, lots of tech. But it usually costs more and might lack diesel options depending on where you are.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, where does the Everest sit?
It really tries to carve out its own space. It's leveraging that rugged Ranger pickup platform.
The truck connection.
Right, for toughness and capability, but then it layers on significantly more luxury, refinement, and technology than you might expect from a truck-based SUV. It's trying to bridge that gap, offer the best of both worlds.
A balance between rugged and refined.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. To appeal to someone who needs the capability but wants the daily comfort and tech, too.
Okay, makes sense. And finally, the question on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
The price. What does it actually cost to get into one of these?
The bottom line, right? Generally, you're looking at a range in US dollars from around $42,000 up to maybe $58,000.
And the top trims?
The titanium or platinum versions could push towards $60,000.
Okay, and it comes in different trim levels, I assume?
Yes. 4 main categories: base, mid, sport, and then that top-tier titanium or platinum. Each steps up the features and the price.
Any regional pricing examples, since it's sold globally?
Yeah, looking at some Middle East markets, for example, starting prices are around 142,900 Saudi riyals, 157,395 UAE dirhams, 129,900 Qatari riyals.
Okay.
13,750 Omani riyals, and about 10,999 Kuwaiti dinars gives you a ballpark in those regions.
And availability, is it sold everywhere?
Not quite everywhere for new sales currently. For instance, markets like Egypt, Jordan, Bahrain might not have it available new right now. Always best to check locally.
Got it. Any other quick specs? Colors? Size?
Comes in about 8 different colors, dimensions.
Yeah.
It's pretty substantial. Length is nearly 5 meters, 4,990 millimeters. With 1,930 millimeters, height 1,840 millimeter, wheelbase is 2,900 millimeter.
So a good-size SUV. Where's it built?
Several locations globally. Thailand, China, South Africa, Russia have all been manufacturing sites.
Okay, good overview. So let's try and wrap this up. Bringing everything together, pros and cons of the Everest 2025.
Let's summarize. On the potential downsides, some people report relatively high fuel consumption, especially just driving around town.
City driving hurts mileage.
Yep. The third row seats, as we mentioned, really more for kids. A bit cramped for adults on long trips.
Common issue in this class.
True. Some reviewers noted areas with slightly lower quality interior plastics, despite the overall premium feel. Engine and wind noise can become noticeable at higher speeds.
So not perfectly silent.
Good insulation, but maybe not class-leading silence at speed. Maintenance costs could be a factor, parts pricing, maybe limited service centers, depending on your region.
Something to research locally?
Definitely. Base models might have that stiffer suspension feel we talked about. Software updates, while great, can sometimes be delayed. And as mentioned, limited availability in some key markets.
Okay, those are the potential drawbacks. What are the highlights? The pros?
Well, the Everest really shines with that powerful EcoBoost engine option and its advanced tech. The 4WD system, terrain management, trail control, makes it genuinely adventurous.
Capability is a big plus.
Huge. And the interior is genuinely luxurious and distinguished in the higher trims. That leather, ambient lighting, sound insulation, the big screens. It feels premium.
Comfortable place to be.
Very. You get really flexible and ample cargo space. Safety is top-notch, that 5-star rating. The comprehensive ADS suite, 8 airbags. That provides real peace of mind.
Safety and space are key for families.
Absolutely. It's ready for adventures with that ground clearance and serious towing capacity, and it's all backed by that comprehensive warranty we discussed.
Okay, a strong list of positives, too.
Definitely weighs up well.
So what does this all mean when you put it all together?
I think the Ford Everest 2025 genuinely tries to offer something quite unique. It's taking the proven toughness of its pickup truck base.
The Ranger DNA.
Right. And blending it with the kind of sophisticated tech and comfort you'd normally expect in a more road-focused, maybe even luxury SUV. It's walking that line.
Trying to be the best of both worlds, as you said.
Exactly.
It's fascinating. This deep dive into the Everest really shows a vehicle trying hard to bridge those two worlds, utilitarian toughness and refined comfort. It really makes you wonder, as vehicles keep getting more versatile like this, are we getting closer to a point where the lines between traditional categories, truck, SUV, luxury car, just blur
Oh,
completely?
the do-it-all machine.
Yeah. Are we heading towards a single type of vehicle that can truly do everything for almost everyone? Or will specialized vehicles, the dedicated off-roader, the pure luxury sedan, the hardcore sports car, will they always have their own distinct place? Something to think about.
An interesting question for the future of cars.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Ford Everest 2025. We hope you found it insightful.
Hope it helps you understand this vehicle a bit better.
And maybe spark some curiosity to keep exploring and learning. You can find more of our deep dives wherever you get your audio. Until next time.